Hi, this is the Hobbyist. Thank you for being here. Today I'm going to be unboxing and trying out this watercolor set called White Nights. I've been hearing a lot about this thing, and it's an extra fine artist watercolor set. So it means that this is their premium or professional grade watercolors made by a company called Nevskaya Palitra in St. Petersburg. And I also heard that their student version of this one, student grade version, is called Sonnet. This is their 24 colors in full pans, and that's why the set is huge compared to the other half pan travel set that I have. Right? Let's open this. Ta-da! Okay, here it is. Let me just take the box outside. I love the texture of this plastic box. It doesn't have a finger hook at the back because I guess looking at its size, it's not the travel set. And this one. Okay. Just zoom out a little bit so you can see. There's a lot of space for the mixing of colors, and this one is also removable, and we can clip it over here. So, and we have this company info, I suppose, and they have this blank card paper for swatching, and here you go. So you can fit another 12 here, but I like how they put the warm and the cool colors and the neutrals over there. And let's take a look at each of the full pan. So it has the name of the color, and I guess this is the serial code, and anything else. Looking for the pigment information. There you go. It's very tiny. So it says here that it also conforms to ASTM G4236, but that is for just the guarantee that this is non-toxic. Right. So this is PY43 and PY1. So there is the pigment code and then the transparency, and there's two asterisks there. I think this is the light fastness rating as well. Okay. So they have a lot of cadmium lemon, cadmium yellow medium, yellow ochre. You have the raw sienna there, it's just golden, cadmium orange. Then you have the red ochre, burnt sienna, English red. You have the scarlet, Madder Lake red light, and the carmine. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Right, this is violet, ultramarine, cobalt blue, azure, emerald green. You have the yellowish green, umber, Mars brown, burnt umber, sepia, and the natural black. Let's unpack this. This full pans feels like mini chocolate bars when unwrapping it because of the paper foil, but the label still has this thin film of plastic underneath it. The plastic case has the logo of St. Petersburg under, but it doesn't have any printed information, so I decided to write the name. It's just my preference. so that if it's removed, I can still put them back together. Looks so shiny. Actually feels a little bit sticky wet. They use gum arabic. This one. Right, let's do the swatches. What I notice in this set is the easy activation, except for one particular color, and I really struggle with it, and this is the third one. As you can see, I really have to scratch it to get into the paint. I'm not sure if the set that I got has like a dried gum arabic at the top of it, but it's the yellow ochre, and I have seen some feedback from other forums as well that when it dries up, yellow ochre is really hard to reactivate for white nights. So as you can see, I really have to scratch deep in order to get to the pigment. But otherwise, the rest are fine. I love the vibrancy and also the color selection, as I've mentioned earlier. And also, most of them are transparent to semi-transparent. And even though English red is marked as opaque, in my test here, it's still pretty much like still can be semi-transparent. And I dried it off and tried to lift the colors. It seems that the cool colors are easier to lift than the warm ones. And I think it's because of the cadmium, or a lot of the warm colors are rated that it's more staining. I'm not really sure, but still pretty decent. Let's do some painting. For this quick test, I'm doing painting of the Songkor mermaid in one of the southern provinces here in Thailand, where I stayed for many years and have a lot of fun memories. So um, locals say that if you go there for the first time and touch the mermaid, you can make a wish and it will come true. So far, the wishes that I've made there did come true and even better. So not sure if you believe in those stuff, but law of attraction, I guess. After doing the unboxing and swatching and testing, what I love about White Nights is number one, it's affordable. I think it's one of the most affordable watercolor set that one can find if you're just like, starting out. I always hear about it. That's why I got this. By the way, this video is not sponsored, but if you're interested to check this out, you can check the link at my description box. So going back, this is probably one of the most affordable premium grade extra fine artists watercolor set that one can find. And when it comes to the colors, like I said, it's vibrant. And when I was doing the painting, I like that it really disperses well and they blend easily, naturally. And for me, I always like dabbing, and I'm kind of like an impatient person. So layering is good, and even though it dries up a bit and you want to repair certain parts, because it's transparent and semi-transparent, you can still do so. And for this paint, again, I really wanted to give the yellow ochre another chance, but sadly, I think the main thing that I dislike about this is this yellow ochre in here. Um, if you have another yellow ochre from another brand and you're already having this set, maybe you can share your experience about it, because I'm wondering if it's just the thing that came with my set, um, that it literally like the the gum arabic has separated and it was on top. It's really difficult to reach the pigment below, but otherwise, um, feel that this is an excellent start to, if you are on a tight budget and you really want to use or test some premium grade or professional grade watercolor. It's rated very good and excellent when it comes to light fastness. So that is something that is really, really, I think, good for its price, right? So I like this paint. Now for the rating, um, I only have two sets of professional grade watercolor, and that is, I have reviewed comparing it to Daniel Smith. The video is in my channel if you want to check it out. So I used to rank my watercolor sets based on what I have and based on my experience on them. And last time I ranked Daniel Smith #1 compared to the student grade, and I know that it's not a good comparison, but it's just that I only had this at that time. But now that I have this one, White Nights, I feel like still I'm leaning towards more of Daniel Smith because of like the ease of use generally. Like I said, I can't say anything bad about any pigment in Daniel Smith. The granulation is good, although here the granulation is also good. But in my experience, like you really, I guess I really need more time to explore the colors here because every pigment is different on its own. So some of them really granulates heavily, and some like just, I guess it just needs time to get to know the the pigment. But here seems to be in Daniel Smith, I mean, like it's easier to manage, it's easier to control, and it's kind of like a standard in um, all of the paint that they have. Whereas here, I feel like each pigment is more individualized and you really need more time to get to know how each pigment would react at certain scenario with the paper or water, because it's different, it's hard. um, so for me overall, Daniel Smith is #1 for the artist grade, and my current #2, because I only have two, is White Nights. And here is the White Nights, and here's the Daniel Smith. Okay. Going back for student grade, I guess now that I'm separating my ranking for um, the professional grade colors and student grade, my #1 would be Winsor & Newton Cotton Watercolors Fill Box. So I really love the design in this one and the paint as well. Second will be Van Gogh. So these two, they have really good light fast ratings. Third one for me will be Mungyo. So this one, I love the creaminess, but this one, not sure if it's light fast, no information about it. And the fourth one will be Koi Sakura, just because I love the color selection as well, and also affordable. And this one has the most number of colors in a set. And also the last one, the fifth one, will be the Museo Watercolor Sketchers Pocket Box. No information on its light fast rating and the pigment used, but still very usable. Right? So that's it. Thanks for watching.